Hey everyone. So thank you very much for joining in. Those of you who have joined for the very first time, I would just set the background. So we do have this kind of call every month where we talk about all the new updates that we have rolled out to Xenett. And then, yeah, this is also a great opportunity in case if you wanted to ask any questions, you can even do that as well. So I do have my colleagues on the call. So feel free to leave your questions in the chat and they will be answering them. And then as I'm going through that, I'm going through the call, we'll also be addressing if there are any questions that are unanswered. Okay. We are recording this. So those of you who could not make it today will also get the recording. All right. So now I'm going to share the screen and then I'm going to talk about some of the things that we have rolled out in Xenett, and I'll also talk about some of the other things that we plan to roll out in next month. All right. So I'm going to share my screen. Perfect. So we have added
Yep.
a option here in the balance sheet, not just in the balance sheet, but at the reports level, where actually many of you have requested a way to add a permanent note. So right now, if you guys are using this review note column, this review note is specific to the close period. So for example, if I make any observation or remarks here, it will only be attached to this particular month, which is March. And if I, let's just say, change the close period to April, this won't carry forward because these review notes are specific to the specific close period. Okay. So we got a request from some of you where similar to this, you guys wanted to have a column for permanent note, right? So permanent note, something where if you have some sort of, let's just say, instructions that you would like to carry forward with every close period. So in this case, we have introduced this column. By default, it won't show up, but because we have kept it optional. So those of you who want it that way, all you could do, you can click on column and then you can click on permanent note, and then you can write the permanent notes here. Okay. The purpose of having permanent note is that, like, you can have a note for, let's just say, for example, you might just put it like this: accounts is negative, and then you ask this multiple times to client. Maybe you put it here, permanent note, until it is resolved, right? So next month, whenever you're working on this particular account, this will remind you that, hey, you've already addressed this to client, and this is something, it's yet to be resolved. So things like that, you can use it for permanent note. Okay. You can add this column in balance sheet as well as profit and loss by doing the display columns. All right. So this was the only thing that we have done it. The other rest of the things that we have been working on was on the mobile app improvements for the clients. We have not been able to release it, but we plan to release those changes this week itself. But there have been a lot of improvements with the client interface on the mobile app. Okay. Now, alongside this, we have been working on a lot of other stuff behind the scene, which is, I'm actually gonna show it to you guys. This is like, we will be releasing somewhere in by end of next month. So let me open that up. Okay. Uh, First of all, Xenett, and like until now, you would only be able to handle the closed project as such, right? But we do work with a lot of customers, and again, this has been the most requested feature where, like, you guys wanted to manage not just the closing task but also other tasks. For example, whenever you are onboarding a client, you have tons of tasks that you wanted to handle it, right? Similarly, whenever you are, let's just say, cleaning up a project, you have a different sets of tasks that you wanted to manage it, right? Similarly, if you have some tax return project and for that you have some tasks, maybe you have a year end project and then you have certain special tasks for that. So what's going to happen, and this is a feature that we have been working behind the scene, where now inside Xenett, you will then be able to create different kinds of project where monthly close will be treated as one of the project, right? And then you can have task underneath, right? Similar to that, you can also have onboarding project, and then you can have its own task. You can have text preparation project, and you can have its own task. So you will then be able to have a kind of greater look at, okay, for example, if you are sitting at the firm level, and if you wanted to quickly pull up, like, hey, show me the status for on all my onboarding projects on one page, right? So that way, in case if you have, let's just say, 10 clients where onboarding is going on, you can literally track the status for each of them, because you have your onboarding here, you can have some status here. So that way, I mean, until now it was not possible at all, but with this project feature, that will allow you guys to manage not just the closed project, but also other projects. So this is a bigger one that is coming. All right, so I just wanted to share with you. The another thing that will be coming also is the client dashboard design. So let me actually show it to you. So right now, those of you who are using this feature called client properties, so you can actually create somewhat similar view, like you can have all of your clients, and then you can add some custom fields as well, like client status and industry and entity type, and all of these are all custom fields that you could create, right? But these fields are only seen at the top level, when like at the client level, meaning at the firm level where you are seeing all the clients. uh, this is the only place where you are able to see this information, right? So one of the requests that we have received was that whenever you go into any of the client, let's just say you uh, working on this client, and you wanted to quickly pull up, or you wanted to quickly find something for that client. Right now the dashboard looks like this, where it gives you some idea about reconciliation status and profit and loss status and transactions count, right? But we are adding more and more features to this. We are completely revamping this. So let me give you some idea as to what is coming. So what's going to happen, whenever you would now log into the client dashboard, on left hand side you can see there's a like a client profile, where you have the basic information about the client. You can even introduce some sections like this. So in case if you wanted to, like, just say, add some custom fields here, like text id or url or date or whatever, right? I mean, all of those client properties that like you were able to add, you will now be able to see it here. Okay, alongside, even we are adding a lot more other features, where as you are on client dashboard, you will have the full information about that particular client, like, hey, this many projects are going on, this many questions have been responded by client, any specific client notes, and this will all be customizable. So in case if you do not want to see something, you can hide it. If you wanted to add something more, you can do that as well, right? So the entire client dashboard is actually being revamped. So that is also we've been working on, right? And then the another thing that we will be rolling out was, okay, I mean, it's gonna be like just a second. All right, so until now you guys know that we have a separate to do module where uh, like all the non-closing tasks used to live here. Okay, and then the way you guys have been using is that all of your, let's just say, onboarding task and cleanup task and any special project, or even 1099 task, or even tax return task, all of those tasks which is not specific to the close were living here. Okay, and because of that, it was very hard to find out like what is the status for onboarding, or what is the status for year-end tax, right? Because these are independent tasks. So what's going to happen, this to do will no longer stay as an independent module. Instead, it will be like a managed as a part of the project module, right? So this change is coming up. Again, I mean, I'm just giving you right now some idea. In about week or two, we'll be rolling out some detailed video to talk about what exactly is changing, but this is just to give you guys some idea about it. So this to do module will also be revamped completely. The another thing that we are enhancing is our entire reporting module, right? Right now this reporting is like mainly for internal purpose, and this is only 4 reports, and these are the default ones. You cannot delete them, you cannot add anything, right? However, with our recent release, if you guys are using this, the published reports, where it allows you to literally build your own reporting module. For example, let's just say you can add as many reports as you want, you can customize it. The similar functionalities will also be available here for your internal purpose, right? So all we are trying to do here is that this reports modules will be more for your internal review, and then publish is something that you can share with your client, like the final report, right? So we plan to also bring those features from the publish to these internal reports that will allow you to add whatever reports that you like here, and then you'll be able to customize that as well. So this is also totally being revamped as well. Okay, so that's that. And then lastly, we are also rolling out the email integration. So again, um, this has been a request like on a frail like our idea portal, where we got this request where a lot of you have to create some tasks from the emails. So we will also have a new module coming up very soon, where you can even have your emails. So imagine like this: you configure your emails, and then once you configure your emails, what it will do, any emails that have been received or sent to your clients, you will find it along like inside the client. So imagine I'm working on this SRH Titans clients, and I will have a place where when I go there, I can see all the emails related to this client, right? So it's like whichever client that you are going in, and then once you configure the emails, it will be very very easy for you guys to quickly find those related emails for that particular client. And it will not be just limited to that. With that email you can even initiate some communications like internal comments as well. You can even create the task from that. There will be in fact a lot of functionalities around that, but yes, this is one of the other major feature that we are rolling out. I think we have not right now figured out the release date, but mostly it will be end of the next month, which is March. Okay, so yeah, these are the major things we've been really been working hard, and along with that there have been so many little improvements as well. It's just that like we cannot work on the 2 versions together. So all the new improvements and updates, it's more like a, we're gonna call it Xenett 3.0. That's a bigger release. So we have been working on a lot of improvements, and those improvements will come with this new release, right? And that is why we have not been making so much of enhancements in this version, because those are already coming in the newer version. All right, so again would just ask you guys to wait for few more weeks, and that will be available to you shortly. All right, so yeah, I mean that's again not much to share in this version, but yeah, a lot more coming your way. All right, so let me see if there are any questions. We'll be more than happy to address them, guys. I don't see any questions, but feel free, guys, in case if you wanted to learn more or this is the best time. So feel free to leave those questions in the chat, and we'll be more than happy to answer it. Are we going to be able to customize the management reports? Yes, Amy, you are already being able to do that. So, I mean, it's totally customizable. Yes. So that is already available. So what you could do, Jay, in that case is that, okay, let me actually share with you how you could actually manage that. Okay. So I'm sharing my screen again. I'm not sure if this will work or not. Ritesh, can you see my screen again? Um, I hope you are able to see it. But what you could do, think of doing is that you can add a client file, do it as other. You don't have to connect the QuickBooks or Zero file in this case. Maybe you call it general task or whatever you want to call it, like firm task or things like that. And then so it's basically a client. You don't get charged for it. It's a free one, so if it is not connected to QuickBooks or Zero, you don't get charged for that, right? A lot of our customers, what they do, they kind of create this kind of client, and then all they do, they can just manage all other tasks which is not, which may not be client specific, under that umbrella. Okay, so I believe that could be the workaround that you can think of using it. Looks like we are all good, but even then, in case if you guys come across any questions afterwards, feel free to either send a support request or shoot me an email, or whoever in our team will be happy to answer. And yeah, we'll be sharing this recording with all of you guys and also with everyone who were not able to make it. We'll meet soon. Until then, take care, guys. And yeah, greater things are on its way, and looking forward to that. All right, take care.